Hello everyone and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop. This is Colin and we're going to start a 3-player playthrough of Spirit Island. But we're going to use the expansion and the thematic side of the board. Yeah, I really wanted to show you guys this. You guys know how much I love this game, and so I thought it'd be awesome to show you guys the other side of the board, the expansion. And then when I talked about it, my wife and Timothy were all for doing a playthrough with me, which is great because I think my brain would explode trying to do 3 characters on my own. I don't know how John Gets Games did that. He's got a great playthrough, by the way. If you want to see just the base game, another really good playthrough, check him out. Also, Ant Lab Games has a really good playthrough of this game. But we're doing the expansion. We're going to do a scenario, an adversary, and use 2 of the new spirits in the expansion. So what you see here is I've already set up the board. Monica, who's going to be our Thunderspeaker, this is her board here. I am over here as the keeper of the Forbidden Wilds. And then Timothy over here as the sharp fangs behind the leaves is going to use this board. It is going to be a little hard for you guys to see the different types of terrain, but that's why I'll try and zoom up when we're doing actions on the board so you guys can see what's going on. Now, I already have done a setup video for the basic game, so I'm just going to show you what's different with the expansion. If you want to see how to set up the overall game, check out my first playthrough of this. This one will be just about the expansions. I thought I'd show you really quick our 3 spirits. So this is Monica's spirit. This is actually from the base game, not the expansion. I think in Ant Labs, Francis uses this one. Thunderspeaker's special ability is the Ally of the Dahan. Your spirit presence may move with the Dahan. Whenever you move Dahan, you can also move your presence. Also, Sworn to Victory. After placing Blight from a Ravage, for each Dahan that died during the Ravage, destroy one of your presence within a range of 1. So yeah, she's really going to be connected to the Dahan. Timothy, on the other hand, is going to be using these new tokens, and they're called Beast tokens, okay? So these Beast tokens, he's going to use them to essentially attack the invaders. So we have special rules, Ally of the Beast. Your presence may move with beasts, which is really kind of cool. And then during each spirit phase, you may replace one of your presence with 1 beast token. The replaced presence leaves the game, and it's essentially destroyed. However, it specifically states here it's not destroyed, so things that return destroyed presence can't bring it back. So if he converts his presence to beasts, can never get that presence back. And the other thing different here for this spirit is we have a growth option. It's pick 2 instead of pick 1. So he has 4 options, and each round he'll pick 2 of them. And lastly, we have the Keeper of the Forbidden Wilds. He's kind of like a tank, totally my type of character. His ability is Forbidden Grounds. Anytime that you create a shrine, push all Dahan from that land. Dahan events never move Dahan to your shrines, but powers can do so. So yeah, I'm going to be all about shoving that Dahan away from me. I don't want anybody with me, but that's also going to include the invaders. A lot of the innate powers are going to be about the invaders. And once again, I have 2 growth options I'll get to pick each round. This expansion will come with a ton of new fear cards. All you got to do is shuffle them up with your basic fear cards and then set up your fear deck. Same thing with your minor power cards, and I just want you to look and see there's almost the same amount of minor power cards that you add in when you put in the expansion cards. Just so much more content. It's insane. Look at how thick that is. And we're going to do the same thing with the major power. So here's the 2 stacks, and they're essentially the same size. And we're going to lump them together, shuffle them up. Lots of replayability. How you set up the Explore deck will be no different from before. 3 level 1s, 4 level 2s, and 5 level 3s. There now are a ton more of these Healthy and Blighted Island cards. Used to be only 2 or 3 options, so we'll just shuffle them up. They're all the same on the front side, so I have no idea. We're going to use this one. Hopefully we won't ever have to see the back side of it, but there is a potential. We're going to play with the Kingdom of Sweden. So what this means is when we have the stage 2 escalation and those cards, the invader cards, have this little small icon on them, they're going to do this effect. It's called Swayed by the Invaders. After invaders explore into each land this phase, if that land has at least as many invaders as Dahan, replace a Dahan with a town. They essentially convert Dahan over to the Swedish. Oh, makes sense. They're really great people. Then, depending upon the level of difficulty, we might have additional setups that we have to worry about. I think we're going to try and play at level 3. That's going to be hard. You know what? Let's not do level 3. We'll do level 2, okay? Because let's not get overwhelmed. Level 2. So we have heavy mining. If the invaders do at least 6 damage to the land during a ravage, add an extra blight, okay? Also, we have population pressure. During setup on each board, add 1 town to land 4. We already did that, so we're good. And we're not going to do number 3 because I think that's just going to make it harder. That would make towns deal 3 and cities deal 5. That's, wow. We're also going to change the fear deck. It used to be for each terror level, you'd have 3 fear cards. Now the middle level will have 4 fear cards. So it's going to be harder to fear or scare them away, scare the invaders away. So I'll randomly grab 3 of these, then 4 of them, and then 3 of them. We're also going to play with a scenario, and our scenario is going to be powers long forgotten. So the first thing we do is we look at the setup. So first it says mix up, face down, scenario markers numbered 1 through 8. Here's our markers. We will flip them all face down and give them a good mess up. Okay, then what does it say? It says take 1 plus another 1 per player. So we're playing with 3 players, plus 1 is 4. So we'll grab 1, and then we'll grab 2, and then we'll grab 3, and then we'll grab 4. Okay, now I'm going to remove these completely from the game. Then it says take 3 non-numbered scenario markers per player less 1. So that would be 9 minus 1 is 8. Here's our 8, and then what we need to do is shuffle those up, turn them face down, shuffle them up with the 4 that we have that are numbered, and then we're going to place out, what does it say? 4 per land and lands without Dahan on each board, okay? Now, what is this going to do, and how is this going to change the gameplay? Whenever a land has 3 Dahan or more in it, the players can search it. When a land has 2 invaders or more, the invaders search it. The exception is if you're playing with the French, we're not. Don't worry about that. When a land is searched, turn its scenario token face up. If it does not have a number, boom, done. But if it does have a number, something special has been found. We have to look on the back side of the board to see what it is. When you find a source of power, you may choose to hold off on using its ability if you're playing with scoring. We're not playing with scoring, okay? We just want to win if we can. But let me just show you the back side of this. This is really cool. So let's say the invaders found number 1. Well, then they would get this ability. But if we found number 5, we'd get this ability. So it's, wow, it's really cool. So we have no idea what numbers we pulled out, because I pulled out a random 4 numbers. And then we've got blank ones here, and I'm just going to mess these all up. And then place them on the board in locations that do not have Dahan, 4 per board. You can see the scenario markers here, and I've made sure to place them in locations that do not have Dahan. I've tried to place them also in locations that don't have invaders, but there's 1 on each board where there's at least 1 invader. And if they get a second one there, boom, they're going to reveal that scenario marker and gain the benefit if there is one. It could be blank, but if it's not blank, ouch. You should hopefully be familiar with this board. We used it last time. It lets us know, okay, where we are on our fear track, what terror level we're at, how healthy is our island. We've got our fear pool here, but now we've got the fun addition with the expansion. We now have places for all of these tokens that we're going to use. We have places for our scenario and our adversary, and one of the biggest changes, an event deck. We have our beast here, our wilds over here, our disease, and our strife. And you know what's crazy? All of these things help us as the spirits. We'll use them to manipulate the invaders. But these event cards some will be good, some will be bad. They'll really change the gameplay. It kind of provides a more thematic experience of playing this game instead of it being so mechanical. Some people might not like that, some people might like it. So that's part of the reason why I suggest you watch the playthrough, see if it's something that you like, see if the expansion is worth it for you. For me, I love it. I really love it. It changes the gameplay for me for the better. But if you ask Timothy, who's a huge Euro player, he likes it better without the expansion. So it just kind of depends upon your preference. That is the setup for our 3-player game. Hope you guys are excited. Let's get going. I'll see you in the playthrough.